If you're looking for the lazy version of the blowout, this is actually the video for you. So my hair is completely air dried here. I showered last night, did not do anything to it, and this is what we're working with. I used to call this my Medusa hair because she's unpredictable, she's wild, she's crazy. The night before, I used the Redken Gloss shampoo and conditioner, and then I added the K18 hair mask. Now I have to give credit where credit is due because this trick is from Sarah. I will tag her in the caption below. She has the most beautiful, stunning hair, and this tutorial is inspired by her. Basically, she will flat iron the hair by the roots, so it's really smooth and seamless. Now, if you have straight hair, you do not need a flat iron, okay? But I have really crazy wavy hair. After sectioning it off, I'm using a flat iron only by the hair at the root. I kind of use my flat iron to curl it away from my face, so it's still smooth, but you're getting a little bit more lift. Once you feel like that hair is completely straight by the roots, that's when you take your curling iron and you begin curling your hair. You want to roll it up in a horizontal angle to mimic how you would a blowout. You don't have to leave it there for very long. You just take it out, and then I immediately pinned each section. Really want the focus for the curling iron to be on the ends, so it has that curl and bounce that you would get from a blowout. If you feel like round brushes and the whole blowout process are intimidating, this is going to be your best bet to achieve that look. Now, in hindsight, I wish I would have straightened the hair at the roots completely before sectioning it off, but you know, we live and learn. So now I know better, and I really put this look to the test. I was getting ready to go to a St. Patrick's Day party, and it was a monsoon outside, okay? Pouring cats and dogs, as my grandma would say, but I continued to get compliments on my hair throughout the day. So if you want something that looks like a blowout that's long lasting, this is it. You can probably tell, but I'm pinning everything in the same fashion that I would if I was doing a normal blowout. Also, I wish I would have done the bangs differently. I wish I would have blown them out as normal. Like I said, we live and learn, okay? If you don't have bangs, don't worry about it, all right? But for these bangs, what I did is I took the curling iron and I basically just ran it back and forth underneath to try to create that lift. And then I just took the curling iron and wrapped it in a diagonal direction and kind of lightly pulled through. Now, like I said before, I wish I would have done a normal blowout for the bangs. However, I wasn't mad about how this turned out at all. And then the fun part is always the reveal, taking everything out and seeing what we're working with. You can already tell as I'm taking these out how bouncy it is. This look did not have as much volume as I think you can get with the blowout. That's only because it's a different method. But anyway, this is the final result. So if you don't want to do a blowout immediately after the shower and you're like, I don't have the time, I'm gonna save this for tomorrow, this is the tutorial that you want to do because the hair is bouncy, it's shiny. Honestly, it looked like you just got it done. So yeah, I think this is a 10 out of 10. I will be doing this in the future because sometimes even I cannot be bothered to do a regular blowout. So I hope this helps. Please let me know if you try it. I would love to see your results.
Who's calling that shit? Who's calling that shit? Who's calling that shit? Who's calling that shit?
Je t'aimerai toujours, seulement toi. Dans chaque instant où que je sois. À travers le temps, à travers...
advice.
You know how to be my lover. Maybe you can be my baby. Hold me close but never cover. Kiss me, boy, it drive me crazy.
Boy, it's not that complicated. You should stay in my good graces. So I'll switch it up like that. In my love, I'm guilty. Feel my good bad match, you know. The world is my oyster, and I'm the only
you are looking for a lazy version of the blowout, this is not the video for you, okay? I just need to put that disclaimer out there right now because I know some people will watch this and be like, oh, this is too much work. Well, I'm sorry, this is just not for you. This is for the girls who don't mind putting in the effort for a great freaking blowout. But I want this to be a really comprehensive, in-depth video for y'all to refer back to. Everything I have learned about blowouts is either from my lovely hairstylist Clinton or a lot of trial and error. So my hairstylist firmly believes in not using excess product, but for this video I just used the IGK 4-in-1 prep spray, and then I went in on my roots with the Color Wow Raise the Root volumizer. If you have less hair, I would highly recommend using a volumizing mousse. After that, I comb through the hair with a wet brush to make sure everything is distributed, and then because I have so much hair, I section it off in basically two main sections, so the bottom half and the top half. So in terms of tools and products, obviously the products that you prep the hair with are important, but I stand by the tools that I use. I adore the round brushes that I use. This is the exact same brand that my hairstylist uses, and that is why I bought them. The brand is Ergo Styling Tools. Like, they're so high quality, and if they're good enough for my hairstylist, they're good enough for me. Now, I've had my Dyson Supersonic hair dryer since 2018. Yes, it has seen better days, but I love her so much. This is a new technique for me, but I've been absolutely loving it. You take the first section that you want to work with, and you brush it up to detangle it, and you put the round brush underneath it. You wrap it over the round brush, and then you hit it with hot air from both directions. So from the top and the bottom, and you want to focus that on the root because that's what creates that lift. Then you go in with the cool shot. The cool shot helps cool down the hair and sets it in place. I like to use the fat round brush for that part because I want the most lift. And then I go in with the smaller round brush, and that's when I actually blow out the section. I've watched my hairstylist do my hair so many times that I've basically studied it. And what he does is he will let the hair set by rolling the round brush into the hair and let it hang. Now you want to do it tightly so it's close to the head and it's not loose and flopping around. But I love this method because honestly your hands do get tired from doing this. So I like to take shortcuts when I can, and one of them is this method. So while that brush is sitting, I will go on and move to the next section of hair. Now when you're removing a round brush, the method I like to use is basically unrolling it and then you twist the round brush in the direction of the curl. I know we've all experienced the hairbrush getting caught and you feel like you have to cut your hair to remove it, but this method seriously works and you won't have any issues as long as you unwrap the round brush and then you twist out the curl. So once it's removed, then you can go in and pin it. You can either pin it or use rollers. I just used long clips to pin it in place. Now the bottom sections are kind of hard to do the same method, so it kind of doesn't matter. You just want to make sure that the hair is dry and that the ends are curled so you can pin it and it will stay. You probably already noticed that I took some pins out and repinned it. It's sometimes easier to blow dry smaller sections of hair, but for me, adding that many pins, it just gets a little bit too complicated. So I like to consolidate the amount of pins in my hair just to make it a little bit easier. Now we're finally at the halfway mark, and this is where it gets a little bit tricky. So as you can clearly tell, I have a lot of hair. So for this part, I will just take out the sections that I want to work with, focus on those, blow dry them in the same process that we've been doing, and then go to the next section. By now you should have the process down, okay? Blow dry the roots with hot, then cold air. Then blow dry the rest of the hair, hot, then cold air. Then we unroll, we twist, and then we pin. In this section that's at the crown, I used Velcro rollers just so it has that extra lift from the size of the roller to give it a little bit more volume at the crown. Also for these central pieces, I blow dry in both directions. So first with the hair rolling towards the face, the blow dryer is pushing towards the hairline, but then you'll see I switch it back so the round brush and the hair are going away from the face whenever I pin it. So at this point, you should be giving founding father. And honestly, if you don't look like a founding father, you're not doing it right. At this point, you've worked so hard, you honestly deserve a snack. Go watch your favorite TV show, do your makeup. Clearly, my makeup is already done. Once you feel like it's set long enough, 10, 20, 30 minutes, whatever, take it out, brush through it with your hands a couple of times. And then what my hairstylist taught me is hold the bangs in place, hairspray them where you want them to sit, and then hold it. Literally hold it in place while the hairspray dries. Then just add a little bit more hairspray to the rest of the hair, making sure everything's in place, and you're set. Congratulations, you have a bombshell blowout. Yes, I know this is a lot of work, but this is my favorite go-to hairstyle, and it never disappoints.
to see the lambada? I'll show you the lambada.
Try to call you off like a bad habit, but I keep coming. El muchacho de los ojos tristes.
Vem, me olha e sente a vibração. Teu corpo colado, pura sedução. No teu toque eu perco a direção. Só nós dois no meio do...
Sometimes I picture how life had been in Paris or New York or Shanghai.
O grave desce, a mente dispara. A pista ferve, a noite é rara. Ela manda.
Stop scrolling. You need to embrace your natural curls and your natural hair with me. So let's go. Just use these two, the shampoo and conditioner. Unreal. I'm gonna go in with the wave enhancing cream just to make like a... Hear that? I think that's supposed to be a good sound. Wavy, wet, styling enhancing mousse. So this should give you volume. That in the root, but I also want it through the ends as well. I'm gonna let this air dry, see how it turns out.
I saw you dancing in a crowded room. You look so happy when I'm not with you. But then you saw me, caught you by surprise. A single teardrop falling from your eye. I don't know why I'm
Type of brother, silly me. Why haven't I found another? A baller. When times get hard, need someone to help me.
Así que trépate, actívate, así cálate, que te quiero ver, te vas a recoger.
When I walked in the club, everything changed when I walked in the club. He was looking at me like, wow, the aura on my body, I drip and I drown. So he says, I heard you're a singer, I live in a...
Guys, I've been trying out so many hairstyles for Coachella and nothing seems to be what I want. Luckily, Wavy Talk just launched their new limited edition Coachella bundle. This tool that you see here helps create a long-lasting texture that makes these beautiful waves. Like, come on, look at this. I was actually shocked by how easy this was. The device makes a beep when you're ready to move on to the next section. And these waves are genuinely the texture that my hair has been needing. This tool also has a built-in protection that shields your scalp and fingers from heat, and it has 8 different temperature settings to suit all hair types, while protecting it from heat damage and creating these waves. Now this is my first Coachella hairstyle inspo. For my second one, I decided to try out some loose braids. I think the wavy pieces in the front are so cute. What do you think? And for my third one, I decided to do a boho look with the Wavy Talk bandana. I braided some extra pieces, and here's the final look. I totally feel ready for Coachella now thanks to Wavy Talk.